Good morning, good evening, or maybe, well, not good night. It's only the beginning. Welcome there and welcome back, maybe. I am the one and only Wizilix here to play some games once again. Today, we are playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And of course, this isn't the first time that we've played this game. But do you remember what we did last time? Well, I don't. And that's quite a problem. No, I actually remember some parts. If you remember a bit. There's a whole story about Gina Lestrade. A thief, kind of. And a murder that happened in a pawn shop. Our friend, Alex Holmes, got shot. And we're now here at Saint Sinners Hospital to visit him, to see if he's alright. I'm thinking really hard right now. Okay, it's good. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell and Godspeed. My dear madam. Yes, one more thing. Is that our dear assistant, Miss Susato, will... Really? Uh-huh. Well, that's pretty nice. Thank you for watching this live stream. It's pretty great. I wanted to play until the next save. And, well, here we are. Well, anyway. So, during this whole adventure that we had... no. It's here that I wanted to save. I always save here. It's main parts, like that. Anyway. Yes, our dear assistant Miss Susato will unfortunately go back to Japan. And right now we are in... well, we're in England, actually. When I awoke, the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last. One that I will remember for the rest of my days. And we're already in court. Well, that's pretty bad. I'll need to review all of my... how do we call that again? All of my... all of my... okay, it's not coming. Anyway, this is Gina. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend then? Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress? Usato? Or however you say it, I don't know. Clues? Evidence. Oh, it's back. Ah. Miss Usato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You're right with that, are you? Okay, I just need to drink a bit. Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so. Oh. But you, Gina, you only get one chance. The trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. Cat. It's Iris. How are you feeling, Ginny? Do you manage to sleep? Pray you don't need to do this. Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Oh, Wagahai is this cat. Oh, I do remember about this cat. This cat is related to... well, to the last case, actually. With... what's his name again? Well, with this writer. Japanese writer. That got a cat called Wagahai. Which means... me. See you. Waggy. Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What arm can he do? It reminds me, I bought paper on the way here. Now would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Runo? Ginny? Oh well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Always the good news first. Might not live to hear the bad. No chance that you... Anyway. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. People say that it's better to have the bad one first, because at least the good one will be good. And so you end with a good note. But most of the times, they say, well, the good one is not so good either, actually. But it's a bit better than the bad one. So I guess I'd rather go with the good one first. Oops. Let's not go here. There. Where? Alright then. I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of train has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Stroke of rain, not train. The bad news was a weather report. So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. I know it's straight train. With a rain. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. Even if the train is delayed, you'll be able to make up the time later. Well, this is good news, isn't it? What if she said it first, then it won't be so good, actually. It'd be strange. If only all good news Cancelled out the bed. And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in Pickper's splendor. How do you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't, because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will? Yeah, I will. I mean, well, it's strange if, well, a lawyer is not actually ready to defend his clients. And in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be: discharge diver is doubtless do-gooder. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yeah. Of course they will. Have absolute faith in you. What was that? Was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? That'll take down. It's like she was still here. The Ace paper has been entered into the court record. Huh. Means that it'll be useful. Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. Have a bazooka. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but thank you for trying. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Iris. Yes, Jenny? Well, I was wondering in all about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes. The operation was a great success. But Holly still hasn't come around yet. He's investigating. I guess. I mean, probably. He should. I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard. Send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Alright. Saracen and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel of the defense, the trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris. Lead the way, Bruno. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. Huh? Huh? To believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure victory here. I think I saw something, right? If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. It's that. Dot. Comma. Well, the Old Bailey courtroom. 70th April, 10 a.m. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. His trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh, hello, Vinzix. You still look as great as you could ever be. Each time I see you, I feel my heart tingling. I'm a bit cold, actually. I thought that today is hot, but not so hot, it seems. Need to put my jacket. Defense is ready. Lord Van Zix. My lord? Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? Was some 5 years ago. Damn it. Oh, here. Okay. Yes. And then 2 months ago, you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again. Today. There's some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior. In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past. Dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. Maybe there's more hiding behind this case then. What if it's related to this whole conspiracy? There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to chill the public at large. It is Mr. McGilded who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Thank you for the reminding. But well, it'd be alright, right? Magnus McGilded, if I know what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those willy scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect a betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. Oh, haha, it's not very kind. Did he really just say that? Means you now, Bruno. Actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. You're helpful, as always. Total betrayal. What are you talking about? The torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zig's eyes. Was that directed solely to me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? Lord Van Zig's racist? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zig's. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Let me repeat myself. Lord Van Zig's racist? The lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. strangely, we've already seen this maid on the left. Well, I don't remember his name on the far left, but also this man on the far right that looks exactly like... Wait. Maybe it's... No, this is the one who died during the incident. What about this picture? Can we unfold this? Okay, Ministry Mall classified secrets might have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. 10-year-old Aristotle has a finger on the pulse on all news. The secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they have been intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted. And how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with three different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Long Strongheart was talking about yesterday. 2 minutes later, he has Grixie running from pillar to post at the moment. Strange. Yeah, so we've seen this man on the far right, but I don't exactly remember who he is. I think he is related to murder and diamond or something. I really can't tell. Former lieutenant in the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything. I'm ready for it. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in here. It's not possible, but could I have? Woman indispensable in society, stop. Female-centric future, wait, stop. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Huh. Maybe it's too much. Maybe a bit too much. But well, is something wrong, Bruno? Exactly, it's just that... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Even the last one. Really? Funny coincidences. Like they do happen from time to time, don't they? It is quite strange that the jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know? So I've been led to believe that something tells me I'm being duped. Very well, now Lord Van Zieks. The call calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there's never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop? Pop? Really? Pop? Like pop? 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 Potty pop? 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 Anyway. Mr. Pop, Windy Bank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. Prosecution presents these photographic prints of the crime scene. Indeed. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. Evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroners. It's report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Rising diagonal trajectory? So from below or from... And what's that supposed to tell us? It means that the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Well, the court accepts and hand them to the bailiff, please. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishments where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom, where he kept articles bound to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, and door to the main shop that was found locked. In a sealed chamber, were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Winnebank, and the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullets. Isn't that grubby little girl pickpockets? One of those filthy drabs that live in the slums of the east. Something. What is just waiting for the girls? We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nibonese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. How? She just talked about a sealed chamber. After the testimony of this girl true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pig purse or cold-hearted killer. Is to establish the truth. The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. And then to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Six. At once, my lord. We'll need to look at that. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno. I think that's because it has. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the full murder of Mr. Pop Windebank on the 60th of April of this year. You don't say... Say your names, please. What do we have here? Hello there. You're Nario and Nureji, right? Name's Nash Sulkin. Occupation is baddie, professional baddie. Name's Ringo Sulkin. By the way, Nashi means pear, and Ringo means apple in Japanese. Skull, kin. Alright. Occupations, the same as him. Tobias Gregson, Skull Yard Inspector. That's right, we're, what they call baddies. Huh. The Three Skulkin Brothers. Dario, Luigi, and Gregson. What are you looking at me? Don't let me in with you lots. God blame me, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? To all the bruv. Let's go there with him. We have, so we're scoring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you. They just beat out the bloke. Is that right, Ringo? It's Nash. There is a bit of him. So we decided there and then what we was gonna do, we was gonna call you. Big brother Sulky. Leave it out, you two. Sulky Sulkin. And that's before he's run off chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Tobias Gregson. What I would like to know, Inspector Sulky, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves are they? These three? No, my lord. Being your burden, but please don't let me in with these lots. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. In the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence. Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Oh, convenience. The various trespasses of these brawlers is not the subject of today's proceedings. Though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Sulkin, you will now testify before the courts. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to? Cause skulking never skulking. Get out of it. Well, illegal entry. Was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gas door was ajar, you see? Was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, God blame me, love me, We heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. Terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, and even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within only the victim and the accused were found. I must say it does appear to be an overwhelming simple case. Still, defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Thank you. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. Just have to expose the testimony for the pack of lies it is. If I remember, I think we were here when we had the shot. But they were not. They didn't just enter at this moment. We just entered. We'll press everything. It's always good to do it. The front door of Winbanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? We've been... must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so, right, Sulky? How will I know? The place will have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky? My old mucker? Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when this gentleman ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim. Well, that we don't know yet. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened. Not any reaction. Not yet. What are you trying to suggest? They had to go in? Well, good moves in mistress ways, they say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents himself at the whim of thieves, does it? There were no whim, I'm dead sure of that. They weren't, Nash. It weren't like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night, like that. There's no two ways about it. The sign that her long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. But as to the bloke who looks just like a broth. I said cut it out. These chips are getting chomping today. Okay, this is where the lie should be. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Mr. Winnipeg always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That doesn't make sense, except if you only have one round. Mr. Winnipeg always used to say he only ever kept, a single bullet loaded. That's why. Remember him saying that as well. Okay, so we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. Silence of the brother? You mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? My learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing will help. I know. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom. Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning, not much to see by. And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all. Right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think. Well, you turned around a bit, Ringo. Well, that's not... yeah. I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, huh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination, while a Nipney's friend would seem is of the former. Thank you. Didn't ask anything? Well, he didn't ask anything. Thank you, consuls. I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. We didn't even done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as... weren't it? Wasn't Ash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me. Drugs out me Lucy lockets. We had no time to take your hands out of your pockets. You just left nice and quietly, you say. That's right, Governor. Loving we aids more than evidence. These loving nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. If it would pull me ducks out, me Lucy lockets. What? So you'd clearly like us to believe. Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, you did not run into anyone else. And did not fire a gun at that person. You fired a gun, you say? Believe me, Governor. Ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. It was. Why to blink Nora? Did you mention that before? You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes. I did hear that actually. It was a rumor he's been rushed to the hospital. Great Holmes. That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, his pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. The suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, the firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel showed signs of a shot having been fired from it. That's very kind, actually. Thank you. Prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. Gold will hold this weapon as evidence. Now, the problem is how many shots. Now I'm a learned Nipponese friend. Yes? He's to you successfully presenting the evidence. Oh yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. The prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there. Well, that's not an evidence. However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. The defense fails to provide evidence in support of his rash claim. We shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windibanks that night. The court demands that all claim are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? Well, I'll need to investigate all of that first. Is the firearm that they used? So there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders, which tell us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Holly, in fact. It happened almost as soon as we'd walk in through the Windibank's door. How many those bullets pay? But are they really? Those who killed Sholmes, not Sholmes, the pawnbroker. This is Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. So Windibank always used to keep this gun to hand on his shop counter. But only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right, to keep all the powder articles that were in his care safe. This one bullet was fired that night. The poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop? I want to try to keep the articles safe. I don't think this plan can help actually. Okay, next. Then Pop Windibank, Mail, Pawnbroker, Burger Streets, between 1 and 1:30 a.m. Boarding party. One single bullet wound in the upper half of victim's back, no other visible sign of trauma. And then from his post. Well, we are the reporting party, so I guess this could help. Maybe this is the one. Pawnbroker perishes in picking personnel for Jenny, I mean. But tomorrow's headlines will be discharged driver. Is dollars do good, right? Something like that, yeah. Like to go even bigger. How? Proud pickpocket protects planet. What? Planet boss trial. Can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. Okay, probably not this one. My gilded keys. We'll see about that later. There is manuscripts. Blood samples portfolio. Witness a loaded firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night. Well, this, actually. The blood on it has been identified as Mr. Mason's. Every Walker signed by Gina to put me in charge of her defense. No. Okay, so it's this one, actually. The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth have you there, Counsel? During the course of our investigation, we discovered a number of blood stains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly nipping of you. Are you racist? That's pretty racist to me. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the result in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more delating. Then counsel present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? This one? What is that? Explain. It's a photographic prints taken at the Winnibank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incidents. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Winnibank's calendar. The date shown being the 60th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. This indicates that a separate shot has been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to 60th. That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes the incredible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from the gun in the pawnbroker's that night. It's a good thing, actually, that we look back at all of those evidence. From this prosecution stand, Lord Van Zix. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. Huh? But you'll forgive me for flinging my hollowed callus aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Take it easy there, Governor. Gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal, we weren't gonna get into them details. Nothing sulky, set the blokes straight. Nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Yes, but now we have a problem. That's... well, even though they were here, there's only one shot per gun, meaning that they had to have either Mr. Winnibank's gun or, well, it couldn't be. But they already shot from their own gun to Polk Sholmes. So, how can it be? We'll see him now, that I owe my learned Nibbley's friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean, that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zees? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot has been fired from the brawler's gun. However, that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes. Can't be Mr. Winnibank then. And clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the foul shooting of the proprietor and victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Winnibank at all. So that's it. Wow. Failed to do it so many times. It's so cool. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Crimes include unlawfully entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalog, huh, fellas? We're in for it, bruv. Now then, let's take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective Mr. Polk Sholmes. Was him the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly? Where's he going with this? Same question, actually. Oh shit. Okay, I'm good. Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Please continue. Says who? Not me. He installed a pair of machines like this in this one in the victim's shop. Red-handed recorders. What's going to happen? What is that console? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has summarized, it is indeed a camera, attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he might be photographed, my bad. Prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. (8:30) 9 p.m. As the court will observe, copious, identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion. Rather prodigal, I feel. In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, the respective positions are here and here. said his camera produced a print every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. The night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of Fred talk. What does it mean? Lady Luck loves skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? Just after 1, right, bruv? Must have been. Nash must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishments, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Oh no. Let us examine the evidence. Oh no. It's the defendants. Miss Gina Lestrade. Oops. As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take these photographic prints as evidence, if you please, counsel. Be pretty hard. Can we do something about this? I don't believe it. Really? In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank. I say, my lord. What if I might put in a word at this point? Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a belly bullet to the knee in the Battle of May 1, 1880, don't you know? Degraded for it and all that but forced to retire from service, sadly. Also, medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see? The battle of daily life, if you like. Here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Is that correct, Mr. Foreman? In a manner of speaking, yes. This is the Garadeb Squadron's position, sir. Status report for the court, man. On the double. His lordship insists as promptitude at all times. That goes for making decisions too. reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there, I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear, stop. No room for doubt, stop. Proof now undeniable, stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Ah, probably not needed. Probably not needed. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter, and now to consider verdicts to the courts.
有罪
有罪
有罪有罪
有罪
有罪
Well, this is to be expected. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Gina didn't shoot him. Probably, I guess. No, of course not. Defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. As always. And started all thanks to Mr. Sato. So you refuse to admit defeat again. Surprising. What are you saying? Oh, unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good, very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Well, I can't read, but summation examination. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket Tien. As housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. Really like that, don't you? If I have left it there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Oh! It's the thing about, you know, doctors that sometimes forget things inside the patient's body. I have many stories about it. It's pretty scary. Like they can forget scissors, or I don't know, forceps. It shouldn't feel so good if it actually happens. In motherland we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I'm convinced brothers are innocent. Innocence. The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. In the accused's hand, the foul revolver, the firing of which was heard by those witnesses. Not to mention these prints. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield, that young girl's on the verge of pulling the belly trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. That was supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But your attention, Mr. Winnebank. Which means there's more to the situation that we've yet to see. Okay, let's go. Okay. You're Mr. Nasumi's landlord, Mr. Geradeb, aren't you? We must stop meeting like this. And you're the lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events that took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot of for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. Can't be denied. Curious how the Garadeb's house was the talk of the town after that business. I just moved out and I couldn't get a ballet soul to take up the tenancies. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Johnny yet, but enough that the old girls clapped up. Don't be denied, you did do rather lots, but not for us, that's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. I wish we should pay more attention to the trial and less to the jury number 2. Polishing the bench I see again. Mate's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? My way to the market for his lordship. Have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, big purses and crossmen. The scum of the earth. A little harsh perhaps? Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those black slums will be made spike and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. Holmes? That's right, I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonder cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. He's quite unforgivable. Let us come having the audacity to shoot a very greatest detective. Was it too rally understand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant? Minor detail indeed. They all got a scum. As far as I'm concerned. Well, I shall amend my statements. As always, you always need to try everything first. What do you mean look at the photograph in stereo? You look at the photographic print normally. Looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. There's an indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. What I'm saying is that if you look at the same prints in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. Are you a fan of stereoscopes? What do you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. Never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, captivating, the height of modernity. Of course. But I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspective we could only dream of before. Greatest invention the world has ever seen. What are you talking about? Keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. People conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no. Even though me and... Really? And my kind are the forefronts of medical science. The real brains in the field. So what is that you think you've left behind? A little embarrassing. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Sort of thing. Went in through the abdomen. But when I finished the procedure, well, I couldn't find my scalpel anymore. Surely not, you say that to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the pillow's belly? Of course I couldn't, but what if I did? That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. This is actually my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it is. As it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. Huh? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. All communications with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cable have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You're well informed, young lady. The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to four corners of globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Technology revolution. People say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What other people? I can't understand it, I really can't. Just silly toys. Anything to say about this? Jury number 3. Sorry to interrupt, but when you're obviously fuming, but you perhaps have something to say about that jury number 5's last remark, as if I couldn't guess. But I do. Say that again? Go on, I dare you. He's talking to me. I think it just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Absolutely, I mean, really. Machines you view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. I'm sorry, stereoscopes are of no practical use after all. At all. You just don't know. Pardon? Not by that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of new possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. Take a crime scene, for example. You had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope. It would reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before. How about this print here? Should do the trick, I think. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me 1 more print and I'll amaze you all. Shh. What second prints do we have? Oh. Same one? What do you mean, 1 more print? Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? You know, 1 for the left eye and 1 for the right. Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have from the pawnbrokery. It's just a normal photograph. I think you'll find. The clue is in the name. It's stereoscope, not a monoscope. Always need 2 prints. If we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Please tell me you're not villain Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary. I believe there is such a rumor. Just a rumor. As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. The word's not mine, just want to point it out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Today I'm visiting London for sightseeing. Would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Didn't sound staged at all. Forgive me for having my doubts. It really like vicious criminal at the time. These were very painful. Please do not realize. I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulking brothers? Ah, maybe they went inside the pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. So this is all what I want to say. Nothing wrong, huh? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so misunderstanding, and to clear up straight away. Let me, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are shooting at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? But why is he here? Is he really an inhabitant? Not just a visitor? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them, who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? I wish I knew. Something that I thought also, but well, otherwise I'm more half of this, the trial will be over. But then the Gina will never shoot anyone. We need to find contradiction in what these jurists are saying and pit them against each other. Must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Alright. Well, you too. These two statements clearly contradict each other. Explain yourself. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulking brother fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Surely you're not going to tell the court then now that you didn't hear it. Abdomen. ABD. Sir? Sorry. English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Ah, here's ward. Abdomen, part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I'm Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? So you're telling me these brothers, who look like criminals, were lying? They say before we never done nothing, but the truth is the shot detective. Ah, this is double negative. Uh-oh. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Surprising. This means when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so I trust no one now. Let's see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. It's possible. with the prince from Holly's red-handed recorder. If you compare the prints that pictures Jenny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. More pictures, please. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused move into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the skulking brother entered the shop and suddenly heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. These are the prints produced by the camera half an hour later of the brother's flight. This was taken after Holly was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. It moved a bit. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It was him, so yes. Good. Not good. You are right, I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue this trial. So start, I suppose. Okay, I can probably do more, as always. Let's see what can we do. Okay, we'll take these new photographic prints. Only this one. Okay, let me try it. So those two, please. Are you saying you can do this with any two suitable photographic prints? Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to just give me one more print, I'll amaze you all. Alright, these two prints were both taken with the same camera in Windy Banks on the night in question. I see, tell me. Do you know how it used to be the same picture with a slight angle. The small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's very important. What happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then? Oh. What is happening? I think the young girl has discovered the secrets. I have. What the f... Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these two pictures from Holly's camera, Runo. Go on. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Yeah, these are two people and then there's no people. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimension. I'll give it a go. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. Well, the lamp's broken. What happened? Managed to see it properly, Runo? I guess I saw it. What's going on with these two pictures? That's exactly what I wanted, yeah. Did I talk about the slight shifts? That's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic? Why? It's not like I can see it. I actually tried before and I can't really do it. Seem to jump out at you like that. I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope? I say before, if you try to look at the two identical pictures using stereoscopes, it won't work at all. A slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures in three-dimensionally. Even though at first glance the objects on the counter haven't moved at all. Yeah, there's a slight shift. But also, this lamp is broken. It shows that exactly there must have been a slight shift in the position. Must have been. The reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does this shift between these two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you the cross-eyed master. Why? Why Irinusuke? It's quite simple. It is? Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of the items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Information stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far, stop. I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this simulation examination now. So, who tampered the scene and why? Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? I suggest you might know. Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the most imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. So it's either Nash or with Ringo, or maybe it's actually Mr. Winnebank by himself, maybe. Was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers? This does not agree with what brothers said in this testimony. In their testimony before. They say they did not even have time to pull Dukes from Lucy Lockett's. My Facebook says Dukes is meaning hands and Lucy Lockett's is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from these photographic prints, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrad's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulking Brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. The accused is Big Purse. Come on, you gotta trash. Well, look any further for the wrongdoer here. Because the Skulking Brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact, worse than a Big Purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something in the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket. Will not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize the testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I for one would like to hear more from that shady pair. He's really using his head during this trial. Thank you, Doctor. Can you all see now how stereoscopes aren't playthings? You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Well, anyway, must purchase after trial. Stop. We return home via Regent Street. Stop. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared the inclinations and mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue. Well done, by the way. You should hold onto this, Bruno. Never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial? Will be unusual, surely, but alright. Lord Van Ziggs. You will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. Additional. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities, tonight at least, and I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Good, I think it's this time a great time to stop today. I think that'd be it for today. As always, thank you for watching. If you had a great time, I'm very grateful. Did you like it? Of course, as always, take care, rest well, and, well, see you another time. Simply. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, maybe later. I'm not sure. I actually don't have so much time in front of me. And I really want to fight back. I want to get more time left. Maybe in the future. Maybe not so far. Maybe not so long. I'll find a way. That's a promise that I'm making right now. I will come back. I will. See you next time. Good night. Bye.